Hello everyone, it's Rebecca with the Bible Art Journaling Challenge for you. Thank you for joining me. This week I wanted to go a little bit wild and do something I haven't done before. But before I tell you too much about it, I'll just let you know that we're in Isaiah 41 verse 10 today. I want to introduce you to the Art Basics Clear Gesso by Premium Marketing. I am no longer recommending any other clear gesso for Bible art journaling besides this particular brand because it is so smooth and has such a wonderful matte finish. I've been testing this clear gesso all week with various art supplies and I am so amazed by the quality of it every single time I use it. It really is such a dream to use because there's no sense of sandiness on the surface of your paper to deal with when you're using any of your art supplies. It just gives you a great smooth surface, and best of all, it dries completely transparent. I've got links on my blog post today about where to find this, and I obviously hugely recommend it. After spreading this on and getting it completely dry, I went on to do this next step of my project, which is very fun. I've grabbed a stencil and I'm pressing onto my paper through the stencil using my Versamark watermark stamp pad, which is actually essentially embossing ink, and I want to get a really good sticky surface everywhere where the stencil is not. And because I'm going to be embossing on my page surface, I've put some yarn there because I'm going to try and avoid getting some embossing powder right deep into the binding of my Bible. This week I really wanted to stray away from trying to create anything too difficult or beautiful and just have a lot of fun. And so this is definitely me going out on a wild side. I've basically covered my page with UTEE, which is ultra thick embossing enamel. It's essentially a clear embossing powder that is very, very thick. And so you can see the crystals sitting on top of my page now wherever the embossing ink allowed it to stick to the page. And I'm just using an old brush to get any extra pieces away so that I don't have anything stuck in the binding of my Bible or anything like that while I'm heating it, because I don't want to bind that page together in my Bible awkwardly in some way when I heat it. And then I went in with my heat gun, and you have to go over this a little bit longer than your general embossing powder because it is so thick, but you can start to see the crystals no longer be crystals and turn into kind of a plastic surface once you've done it for a bit. And keep in mind that I've put gesso on top of my paper and then I've put this on, which means that the embossing ink that I put on the surface has actually just stayed on the surface and it still just looks like a white page on the back. As promised, I did use Gelatos this week, and I tried to limit myself to 4 colors, which you could buy in a smaller set, which I've linked to on my website, as well as you could also get this beautiful set that I have. The 4 colors I'm using is tangerine, mango, lemon, and buttercream, which is part of a yellow set that you can buy as a color family. And I just started with the darkest color and worked my way right, applying a nice, generous helping of it in rows across the page, right over the whole surface, and then use my spray bottle and literally 1 spray per area of the page and started to spread it all around with my finger. So you can see me doing that, and then I took a baby wipe and went over the whole surface very, very lightly to remove it off of the now dry embossing powder, which created a plastic surface that nothing will stick to now. And it did stain it a little bit, but it just literally left a very faint amount of it because the baby wipe did pull up a lot of the color, as you can see here. And I wanted to show you a couple of different ways to do this. So I could have left it here, and it's nice and faint, and it is very pretty, but it's very light colored. So I went ahead and used a wedge, which is a makeup sponge, and went over the surface. This is a very easy and quick technique to do and was very, very fun. I want to talk to you about our scripture this week. Isaiah 41 verse 10 says, "Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not anxiously look about you, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. Surely I will help you." Surely I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. I use this stencil with numbers because I think sometimes when there is a lot going on around us that we can be anxious about, it feels that there are just numbers of things mounting up on us and they just become overwhelming and can override our sense of calm. And we are to trust God. That's really what this is all about. I took some time with my Sharpie pen to just make some notes of words of affirmation from God about his security and safety, what we can trust in him with in the spaces where I was able to write. And I said things like, I cover you fully. I am your strength and shield. I stand behind you. I protect you. Do not fear. Isaiah 41:10 actually says do not fear. It doesn't say don't fear if you feel like it. It's a command, and it's really something that comes with promise. Whenever God commands us to do something, he gives us the grace to do it. And he's given us promises in his word to protect us, to be our safety and look after us. And I love that about our King. He is an amazing friend and protector. So I encourage you to now go away and take the scripture, figure out what it means to you personally, and create something special that is meaningful to you in your relationship with God as you go on this creative journey with me. It is your turn to create, and I can't wait to see what you do. Please do pop over to the Facebook group or Google Plus community and share your own creative response. And if you're interested in any of the products I used today, they're below in the video on YouTube or on my blog posts. Please do pop over to my website for more creative tutorials. Thank you so much for joining me. I look forward to seeing you again very, very soon.